Have you ever felt frozen? Stuck in place, unable to move forward, as if you've been turned to stone? We often imagine monsters lurking in the shadows. But what if the most terrifying monster isn't out there, but deep inside you? What if the paralyzing gaze you fear most is your own? We all know the myth of Medusa, the gorgon with snakes for hair whose stare could turn men to stone. It's a tale of horror, a warning to avert your eyes. But today, I want you to look closer. We're going to explore a different version of this story, one where Medusa isn't just a monster to be slain, but a powerful symbol for the fears that live within each of us. The anxieties, the self-doubt, the insecurities that tell us we're not good enough, that we'll fail, that we should just stop trying. This is our inner Medusa. Her gaze is the voice of our deepest insecurities, and her power to petrify is very, very real. Think about it. That project you've been too scared to start, that conversation you keep avoiding, that dream you've pushed aside because it feels too big, too impossible, that's the feeling of being turned to stone. It's a paralysis born from fear. We spend so much energy avoiding this feeling, running from it, trying to pretend it doesn't exist. We look away, just like the heroes in the myths. But what happens when we do that? The fear doesn't go away. It just grows stronger in the dark. It becomes this undefined, monstrous shape that holds absolute power over us precisely because we refuse to look at it. The hero Perseus defeated Medusa by using a polished shield as a mirror. He didn't face her directly, but through a reflection. This is a crucial clue. It tells us that confronting our inner demons isn't about charging in blindly. It's about creating a safe distance, a space for reflection, so we can see our fears for what they truly are without being immediately overwhelmed. So what's our polished shield in the modern world? It's self-awareness. It's the practice of observing our thoughts and feelings without judgment. Think of tools like journaling. When you write down your anxieties, you're not staring directly into Medusa's eyes. You're looking at their reflection on the page. They become words, sentences, tangible things you can examine. You can ask, where did this fear come from? Is it really true? What's the absolute worst that could happen, and could I handle it? Suddenly, the monstrous, all-powerful fear starts to look a lot smaller, more manageable. Another powerful shield is therapy or talking with a trusted friend. Sharing your fears out loud brings them out of the echo chamber of your mind and into the light. The other person acts as your mirror, reflecting your thoughts back to you, often with a perspective you couldn't see on your own. They can help you see that the gaze that feels so uniquely terrifying to you is actually a shared human experience. You are not alone in this feeling. This realization alone can rob the fear of its paralyzing power. It normalizes the struggle and connects you to others, which is the opposite of the isolation fear creates. But here's where the story gets really interesting. What if confronting Medusa isn't just about surviving? What if it's about transformation? In the original myth, after Perseus slays Medusa, he takes her head. And what does he do with it? He uses it as a weapon. He wields the very thing that terrified him to overcome his other enemies. The source of his greatest fear becomes the source of his greatest power. This is the ultimate promise of facing our inner demons. When you confront your fear of public speaking, you don't just stop being afraid. You gain the ability to command a room, to share your ideas, to inspire others. The fear is transformed into confidence and charisma. When you face your fear of failure and launch that business anyway, you don't just overcome the anxiety. You gain invaluable experience, resilience, and the wisdom that comes from trying. Even if you fail, you've learned. You've grown. The fear of failure is transformed into the power of resilience. Think about an artist who is terrified of judgment. They feel that petrifying gaze every time they approach a blank canvas. If they run from it, the canvas stays blank forever. But if they face it, if they pick up the brush despite the fear, they start to create. Each brushstroke is an act of defiance. And over time, that fear of judgment doesn't just disappear, it gets integrated. It becomes a motivator for excellence. It becomes the discipline to refine their craft. The very thing that threatened to turn them to stone becomes the pressure that forges them into a stronger, more skilled artist. Their fear becomes their power. So how do we start wielding this power? It begins with small acts of courage. This is not about making one giant, heroic leap. It's about taking one small step into the discomfort zone. Identify one thing your inner Medusa is telling you that you can't do. Maybe it's sending that one email. Maybe it's signing up for that class. Maybe it's just admitting to yourself what you're truly afraid of. Now, use your shield. Write it down. Talk to someone about it. Break the problem down into its smallest possible components. Look at the fear in reflection. Then, take one tiny action. Send the email. Click enroll. Say the words out loud. In that moment, you are Perseus. You are not just surviving the gaze, you are beginning to master it. Each time you do this, you collect a little bit of that power. You prove to yourself that you are stronger than the paralysis. It's important to remember that this is a lifelong practice, not a one-time battle. There will always be new fears, new anxieties, new versions of Medusa that arise as we grow and face new challenges. The goal isn't to become fearless. A world without fear would be a world without courage. The goal is to become courageous. It's to build the muscle of facing what scares you, knowing that on the other side of that petrifying gaze is not destruction, but a more integrated, resilient, and powerful version of yourself. The ancient story of Medusa has been told as a horror story for centuries, but I invite you to see it as a story of hope, a story of radical self-acceptance and transformation. Your deepest fears are not your enemies. They are a map. They point directly to the areas in your life where you have the most potential for growth. The things that petrify you are the very things that hold the key to your power. So, the next time you feel that cold, paralyzing feeling creeping in, don't turn away. Don't run. Take a deep breath. Pick up your shield. Look at the fear in reflection and understand that you are not looking at a monster that will destroy you. You are looking at the source of your future strength. You are looking at a part of yourself that is waiting to be integrated, to be understood, and to be wielded in the service of the life you truly want to live. The monster you fear is inside you, but so is the hero. It's time to let the hero take a look in the mirror. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today. If this message resonated with you, consider subscribing for more explorations into psychology, myth, and personal growth. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What's one fear you're ready to look at differently? Thanks for watching.